What up, YouTube? It's your boy back at it again on this Wednesday night. Hope everybody's having a great day. If you're new to this channel, make sure to hit the like button, comment in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe. Without further ado, we're going to get rolling on the topic. So, today's topic is about federal workers getting laid off, and this is from TikTok Pulse. We always got to give credit back to the original video creator. So this is from TikTok Pulse. And they basically posted a video about how federal workers are getting laid off and what they're going through. And I feel like this type of video is really going to resonate with a lot of people having these expectations with income and jobs and stuff like that when that's not even a guarantee. So with that being said, let's play the video.
Last day at the agency. Technically, it's next Tuesday, but I don't have time to return my equipment and all that stuff next week. So I'm going into work today to return all my stuff. And last night I did the exit interview, closeout checklist type of stuff. First of all, I didn't realize that I had to do it. The sheet of paper that I got telling me that my job was ending just said, refer to this checklist. Didn't say that I had to do it. Didn't say that it's super important to do it before I leave. But I'm glad that I looked at it. I thought it was just like, make sure that you return your badge and your laptop, whatever, that's at the end. But it had a lot more things on there. But anyways, so when I was going through that checklist last night, it would say, email this person to end your credit card. Email this person to, close out your badge. Email this person to cancel your access to the financial system. And on and on and on. So as I was going through it, every email that I sent out, I got a return message saying, I'm out of office, I'm out of office, I'm out of office. So what's going to happen? Who's going to be doing all this closing out of people's access to the systems, access to cards, access to the building? Who's going to be doing this? Who's left if everybody's leaving?
So I'm gonna put my take on this. The reason why you're having layoffs is for a simple fact. I mean, we already know what's going on with the Trump administration and like federal workers and stuff like that. Like the IRS, for example, got laid off like crazy. I applied there back in January, got the job, but then basically it got canceled because the Trump administration put a freeze on all IRS workers. And at this point, it should be no surprise that like these corporations and these jobs are going to lay you off. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to have a backup plan. You have to know what to be ready for because nothing is guaranteed. No job is a lifetime job. Like you got to face that reality. And to answer your point, the people who can do that type of stuff, like everything's getting digitalized. You have AI taking over certain job positions and stuff like that. Like you really think like with all these layoffs and stuff like that and all this money that corporations are having to pay into keeping a body there that can do the work are going to continue to do so if they realize that AI is getting more advanced and can technically take over those jobs and end up saving them more money in the end. Like these things that you're talking about can easily be replaced through AI. And it's just a matter of time before that happens. Let's roll the tape.
And I heard from my coworkers that 90 people out of 700 in our team at our department took the DRP too, including some managers and supervisors, including the head of grants, the boss lady of grants. So she knows all the rules and regs to follow, and she was such a stickler about making sure that everybody was following everything to a T. And she's gone? Who's going to be left running this place? A bunch of goofballs? Lord.
I have seen so many federal employees posting this week that they have accepted the second deferred resignation. And I want to say what so many people won't out loud. First off, they're not celebrating. These employees are grieving. They're angry and they're exhausted. And I want to be clear with you. You, my federal employees, are not the problem. You're not leaving because you couldn't cut it. You're leaving because leadership made it impossible for you to stay.
This is why I tell everybody on my channel, get out of the 9 to 5. Don't quit your 9 to 5 if you don't already have something lined up in terms of your business. Start your business right now while you're in the 9 to 5. Because at the end of the day, you're dealing with toxic employees, toxic bosses. You're dealing with no guarantee of when your next paycheck's going to come through because you just got laid off. Like, all these things are bound to happen, yet we're so comfortable clocking in at 8 o'clock and getting out by 5. Like, when are we going to wake up? Like, literally, this is a disaster happening before we least expect it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why haven't we realized that we have to have a backup plan in case stuff like this happens? You would not be miserable. You would not be stressed out and angry if you already implemented trying to build your own business before it led to that point. It's going to be inevitable at this point. It's going to be inevitable that you create your own business to make your own money, because you're bound to get laid off in this type of economy. You just are. Let's keep going.
Know so many of you. You're brilliant, you're principled, you're mission driven, and yet you're treated like the reason things aren't working, when in reality, you're the ones that are holding it all together. You have been ordered back into offices where you have hour-long commutes, there's no parking, zero flexibility, you're trying to do real work from crowded conference rooms, you're sitting through meetings with no purpose and getting micromanaged by people who haven't touched the work in years. It is not sustainable. And now, instead of owning the dysfunction, they're offering a graceful exit. Let's be honest, this is a quiet layoff. We know it. It's a way to mask failed leadership by nudging out the very people who've shown up every single day. So to those of you who's accepted it, I see you. I respect you, and I hope you land somewhere that actually deserves you, because you were never the problem. You were the warning sign they refused to hear.
I'm gonna point out something real quick. I gotta pause it for a second. So, why do we have this feeling of needing validation on a job? You know what I'm saying? Like, I agree. We need validation to keep us going, right? We need that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, you have to realize at the end of the day that in any company that you work for, you're just as easy as it was to hire you. It's just as easy to fire you as well. You're just a number. You're a number at the end of the day. You really think that in a whole business of like 50, 100 plus employees, you know what I'm saying, or more, you know what I'm saying? I'm just giving a random number out there. You really think when you have a substantial number of employees that the person that hired you gives a damn about how you feel or what you want? Like, they can easily just replace you with somebody else. They already have 100 other employees that are working for them. And that's the type of thing that I want to educate people on, is the fact that you go into these jobs expecting to be, treated as if like you're number one or you're important. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, like, you have to go in knowing that at any given moment, your job's on the line. And how do you prepare for it? You do what I said literally 2 to 3 minutes ago. You plan by starting a source of income that no one can take from you. Let's keep going.
Hi everyone. Please pardon my appearance, as it is after 4 a.m. on Tuesday, February 18th. And I wanted to come on here as one of the thousands of federal employees who lost their job with the federal government this weekend. More specifically, I was removed from my position through an email from an unrecognized HR account from my agency around 1 p.m. on Saturday of this holiday weekend. No one within my chain of supervision was involved in this decision. I have gone through the entire range of emotions this past weekend. There is a lot of sadness in my heart. There's also a lot of anger. The firing of thousands of federal employees across the government is going to have detrimental impacts on regular people like yourself watching this video. My position with my healthcare agency was involved in Affordable Care Act, health insurance marketplace policy and operations. And so I was one of the people regulating health insurers to make sure that they were not selling you junk insurance, making sure that they were covering all the benefits that they had to cover, charging you a fair amount of cost sharing, making sure that they weren't discriminating against you based on your health conditions or health status. And with fewer people like myself in the government, you can imagine the impact that that will have on the regulation of massive corporations. And I think that's part of the point of all of this. I have gone back and forth all weekend with what comes next for me. I was a dentist before moving to DC. I graduated from dental school and put my clinical career on pause in order to move here and try to make a difference. I wanted to make dental care more accessible and affordable for people, and I felt like I finally had that opportunity in this job that I was just let go of. One of the hardest parts of all of this is that I don't know if I've really made a difference. I'm really at a loss for direction right now in what I'm doing with my life, and I'm really not sure what comes next for me, but whatever it is, hoping to make the best of it, as we always do, and really appreciate all the love and support of people out there who recognize just how cruel this is. I'm sending love to all of my federal workers out there who are either hanging on to their jobs still or were just let go this weekend. I know the pain that you're feeling, and the entire network has been so supportive, and I want to offer that same support to all of you. If there's any lessons to be drawn from this, it is that we do not need the richest people in the world controlling our government. Our government is supposed to be for the people, and the only purpose of all of this is not to decrease the federal deficit or decrease spending like they're claiming. We make up such a small portion of federal government spending. It's really to decrease regulation and allow businesses to go unregulated and take control of the economy. So I think we're in a really dark time, and it's going to take a lot of work for all of us to rebuild from this, but I am committed to doing that work in whatever role comes next, and I hope you all understand the gravity of this moment and do your own part to chip in. So I don't know what else to say, but for now, just wanted to share my story and send my love to anyone else going through this. All right.
My fellow federal employees who might be wondering if they're next on the chopping block, you're going to want to listen up. I'm talking to you. You might remember in my first post regarding federal employees and RIF that HHS was essentially the first organization to go through the reduction. And what we're seeing is that it is the domino effect, and there's other agencies that are getting ready to undergo the same process. Now, we don't know for sure which agencies are going to be affected and by how much, but what I will tell you is that getting yourself ready is going to be the number one thing you want to do. And what does that mean? So you see people talking about the VERA, the VSIP, or the DARP. And this is what I want to remind you. Those programs are voluntary in nature, and that means that there are going to be some things that you are not going to qualify for, specifically severance pay, possibly unemployment. And it's not for certain how long, if you get put on admin leave, will actually be for. There are agencies out there that say that they are doing admin leave, but that isn't the case because, see, plans were executed with no implementation plan. So what I would recommend is before you go and volunteer for one of those programs, log into your GRB, go to the retirement tool, and take a look at your severance pay. Also, check with your HR to see if you meet the requirement for 50 and over, 20-year service, or 25 years service, no age, that you won't be automatically retired, even if you don't volunteer for it. So those things you need to figure out right now. What's the plan if the axe swings your way? Drop it in the comments and share it with the rest of us. Go ahead and follow. I have more coming for federal employees.
Okay, y'all. So We get the point here. We get the point. The reason why I had to show y'all this is because we are literally facing a crisis. We've always heard that federal jobs are just not like, gonna fire people. Like federal jobs are like so inadamant on keeping their employees. You can get in, not have any problems. You got job security, et cetera, right? And that is true. But even given this year, you know what I'm saying? We've seen that like even that's not even a guarantee. You know what I'm saying? So if jobs such as federal government jobs are on the chopping block, what makes you think that your regular 9 to 5 job at an office, working for, some corporation or some call center isn't going to just get rid of you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes you think that your job is secure when the most secure job is a federal job, and yet these people are getting fired or getting laid off? And I'm just going to tell you all this right now. We need to be prepared. Everybody's so comfortable and no one's willing to put in the work to try and figure out how they're going to be able to sustain getting in a situation where they're going to get laid off. Because now you have people trying to figure out, oh, I just got laid off from this job that I thought I was going to have for the next, 20 years. And now I don't have no source of income. What do I do? And I don't want people to be sitting there having that contemplation on what they're going to do with their life or how they're going to make money, when they should be actively trying to build to have that foundation started. So that way, in the moment that they do get laid off, they're not stressing about it. And that's the whole point of showing this video, is to basically highlight that it's important to always be prepared, because we're in a market and a job market that is not the 1950s. We're not in the old age no more. People are getting replaced by AI. Companies can, fire you and lay you off for any reason they deem necessary. Your job is not guaranteed. We need to stop getting in the habit of thinking that job security is a thing in 2025, because it's not. And I hope people understand that and wake up, you know what I'm saying, before it's too late, because complacency is what's going to drive you to being stuck in poverty. You know what I'm saying? It's going to drive you to be stuck in poverty. We need to stop relying on these jobs. Anyways, if you found my video useful, if you liked the message that I brought, you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button, comment in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe. This video that I showed is not originally mine. I got it from TikTok Pulse. So I'm going to drop the link down below so you can go check out their channel. There's a second video I've basically commented on from their channel. So make sure to go give them support as well. Anyways, I got it going. Peace out, everybody.